What if everything you desire could come to you, not through struggle, not through force, but through an unshakable sense of inner peace? Most people have been conditioned to believe that success is the result of relentless effort, sleepless nights, and constant stress. They think that if they just push harder, work longer, and worry more, they'll finally get what they want. But the wisest minds in history, from Epictetus to Seneca, understood something far deeper. True power doesn't come from force, it comes from stillness. It comes from the ability to stand firm, to move with purpose, and to trust that what is meant for you will come in its own time. When your mind is calm, your energy aligns with your highest purpose. When you remove unnecessary resistance, life begins to flow in your favor. You don't chase because you don't need to. Desperation repels, but confidence attracts. The moment you release control and embrace the present, the things you once struggled to obtain start coming to you effortlessly. This is not passivity, it is mastery. It is the art of knowing that your mindset, not your anxiety, shapes your reality. Today, we will uncover the Stoic secrets to mastering this way of being, so you can manifest what is truly meant for you without force or frustration. But before we dive in, drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything just seemed to fall into place? Let's begin. 1. The art of non-resistance. The tighter you hold on, the more it slips away. This is one of the most difficult lessons to accept, yet it is the foundation of true manifestation. The more you chase something, love, wealth, happiness, the further it drifts from your grasp. Why? Because chasing is an act of fear. It is an unspoken admission that you believe you do not have enough. And the moment you believe that, you create resistance. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that we suffer not because of external events, but because of our attachment to them. We resist what is, we demand what isn't, and in doing so, we create endless frustration. But the solution isn't to force the world to bend to your will, it's to align yourself with it. Consider the nature of water. Water never forces its way through an obstacle, it moves around it. It flows with ease, never fighting, never struggling. And yet, given time, it will carve its way through even the hardest stone. True power is not in force, it is in flow. If you want to manifest the life you desire, begin by letting go of resistance. Stop believing that anxiety and effort alone will bring you what you want. Instead, cultivate inner peace, unshakable confidence, and complete trust in the process. The moment you stop fighting against life and start flowing with it, the things you once desperately pursued will naturally come to you. Ask yourself this. Have you ever noticed that when you stop worrying about something, it suddenly falls into place? If you have, drop a comment below and share your experience. 2. The law of detachment. In ancient Rome, a young man, desperate for peace, sought the wisdom of a great Stoic master. "How can I find peace?" he asked. The master smiled gently and responded with just 2 words. "Let go." Confused, the young man asked, "Let go of what?" The master's answer was simple, yet profound. Everything. This is the paradox of life. The more you cling, the more you push away. The tighter you hold on to something, whether it's a person, an opportunity, or an outcome, the more likely it is to slip through your fingers. But when you learn to detach, when you trust that what is meant for you will never pass you by, you step into a place of true power. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about how much of your life has been spent worrying about things that never even happened. How many sleepless nights have you spent replaying fears in your mind, only to realize later that they were illusions? Detachment does not mean indifference. It does not mean that you stop caring about your goals, your relationships, or your ambitions. It means you stop suffering over them. It means you focus on your efforts, your discipline, and your character while letting go of the desperate need to control what is beyond you. Because true power is not found in control, but in surrender. Once you embrace detachment, you move differently. You stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop fearing. You understand that what is truly meant for you will always find you, and what is not meant for you will always leave, no matter how hard you hold on. Now ask yourself, what is one thing in your life that you need to let go of today? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. 3. The power of stillness. Throughout history, the greatest minds, whether they were emperors, warriors, or philosophers, understood one timeless truth. Stillness is the foundation of power. In a world that glorifies action, movement, and noise, it is the rare ability to remain calm that separates the truly strong from the weak. Cato the Younger, one of the most fearless Stoic figures, embodied this principle. When Rome was crumbling under corruption, when political chaos consumed the Republic, Cato did not panic. He did not rush to make desperate moves. He did not allow fear, anger, or pressure to dictate his decisions. Instead, he remained firm, unshaken, a silent force standing against the storm. His power came not from reacting, but from knowing when not to react. Yet in today's world, people believe the opposite. They mistake movement for progress. They equate busyness with productivity, wearing exhaustion like a badge of honor. They think that if they are not constantly hustling, they are falling behind. But the greatest men in history knew the truth. Mindless action leads nowhere. Real manifestation doesn't come from running in circles. It comes from clarity, alignment, and stillness. Think about water. A turbulent river distorts everything beneath it. But when the water is still, it becomes clear, reflecting everything around it with perfect accuracy. The same is true for your mind. A restless, distracted mind creates confusion, but a calm mind brings clarity. When you slow down, when you stop reacting, when you learn to sit in stillness, the right path becomes obvious. Stillness is not inaction, it is control. It is the ability to pause when others rush. It is the discipline to observe when others react. It is the wisdom to wait when others force. This is why the most powerful men in history were never the loudest, the busiest, or the most frantic. They were the ones who had mastered their inner world, who understood that peace is the key to attraction, and clarity is the foundation of success. If you want to manifest your dreams, learn to be still. Learn to detach from distractions, from unnecessary movement, from the endless noise of the world. Learn to sit in silence, to trust the flow of life, to observe rather than react. Because when you master stillness, you stop chasing, and everything meant for you starts moving towards you. Now let's talk. How do you practice stillness in your daily life? Drop a comment below. 4. Faith over fear. What if the very thing holding you back is not the challenges in your life, but your refusal to trust the process? What if your struggles are not because of a lack of opportunities, but because of your unwillingness to let go? Most people live in a constant state of fear, fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. And in their fear, they try to force life to bend to their will. But force is the opposite of power. True power comes from faith. There's an old saying, a bird sitting on a tree never fears the branch breaking, because its trust is not in the branch, but in its own wings. This is the kind of confidence you must develop, not in external circumstances, but in yourself. The moment you shift from fear to faith, your entire world changes. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop panicking and start allowing. You stop fighting battles that were never meant to be fought. The Stoics understood this deeply. They lived by the principle of amor fati, the love of fate. They didn't waste time resisting what was beyond their control. Instead, they embraced every event, every challenge and every outcome with full acceptance. To them, life was not about controlling every detail, it was about aligning with its natural flow. They trusted that whatever happened was happening for a reason, shaping them into stronger, wiser men. Think about your own life. How many times have you let fear dictate your actions? How many times have you tried to control everything, only to realize that your efforts were making things worse? Fear makes you grasp too tightly. It makes you rush, panic, and act from a place of desperation. But faith? Faith makes you still. Faith makes you patient. Faith makes you trust that what is meant for you will find its way, without you having to beg, chase, or force. So, ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped worrying and started trusting? If you stopped trying to control everything and instead allowed things to unfold as they should? If you released the fear that's been weighing you down and replaced it with an unshakable belief that life is working for you, not against you? Most people spend their entire lives in unnecessary struggle. They exhaust themselves fighting against forces that cannot be controlled. They believe that if they don't force things to happen, they'll lose everything. But the truth is the opposite. The more you force, the more you push away what is meant for you. The Stoics taught that life is not about control. It's about alignment. When you are in tune with your highest self, when you trust in the flow of life, when you embrace detachment, stillness, and faith, you become unstoppable. You no longer fear failure because you know failure is just another step towards success. You no longer fear rejection because you know that rejection is simply redirection. You no longer fear the unknown because you trust that whatever comes next will be exactly what you need. So, I leave you with one powerful question. What would your life look like if you fully trusted that everything is happening for your highest good? Think about it, and drop a comment below with your thoughts.